Hey, blessings. It's Pastor Charlie Moody. It's Friday afternoon, and I think it's the 24th, 23rd. Who knows? It's Friday afternoon, though. And this is In the Way Together. And I'm just feeling like this is just a magical moment today. I really am. And so I wanted to just do something for a moment, and I'm hoping that you'll participate with me. This is kind of an interactive thing. I've done this kind of thing before. It takes a great deal of concentration, but I'm absolutely sure that we can probably do this if everybody's on board. And so, anyway, I have this apple. This orange. I don't even know my fruits anymore. That's how bad things are getting. And but what I'm believing, and I really believe this, I believe I can make this thing levitate right here on the screen. And so, but I need you to concentrate and sing along with me. This magic moment, da 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 da. But just concentrate with me on this. Just say, you can do it, Charlie. You can do it. And just keep your eyes on it. Here we go. You ready? You sure you're ready? Okay, watch now. I have to let it go very gently. Oh, look at that. Would you believe it? Oh my goodness. How does he do that? I have no idea how he does that. This magic moment. If I fail in pastoral ministry, I can always go into comedy. I certainly can't go into magic. Anyway, there's a point in all this. And here's the point. You know, in the middle of all this stuff that's going on, so many have been locked away for so long. So many of it, you know, I'm hearing people, reports about people that are still walking in fear and just bound up. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be cautious. I'm not saying we throw all that to the wind. What I'm saying is we have to be really careful we don't buy into deceptions. And what do I mean by that? Well, I made the statement this last Sunday. I was talking to our fellowship and I said, there's probably right now 325 conspiracies going on out there. And of course, there's probably some validity to some things, but probably to a great many things, there isn't a lot of validity. And it's just the imaginations of people getting, caught up in deception and fear. And we need to be really careful of that. As you can see, it's really easy to get deceived. And the enemy's a master at that. He loves to take circumstances and situations and turn them to his advantage and literally make people walk in something that isn't true and just buy into it. Jesus talked about this. In fact, he says in Matthew 24:24, "For there'll be imposters, falsely claiming to be God's anointed one. The false prophets will arise and they'll perform miracle signs to lead astray, if possible, those God has chosen to be his." Now, the real emphasis there is on if possible. And it seems like Jesus is almost saying that it may not be a possibility, or it may be a very real possibility. I go with the latter. I believe it is a very real possibility, and here's why. I'll tell you why. When I was a New Age leader and lecturer for a group called the Inner Peace Movement, we used to start self-awareness groups. And the purpose of those were literally to put people in touch with their spirit guides. I mean, it was a major deception. Of course, at that time, I didn't know Jesus. I was caught up in this thing. I was seeing things happen and all of this. And we had a great many people. Overall, the time I was involved, we probably saw thousands of people, come into this program and get in touch with what really were their demonic hosts that were working around their environment. And anyway, but the thing that amazed me is when I came to the Lord and I recognized what was going on, I went to as many of these people as I could. Many, of course, I never knew. They were nameless, faceless people just out there that bought into this. But there were many that I did know as well. And here's what I want to say. A third of those people that were in attendance in these self-awareness groups, they were Christians. They were Christians. They saw something in this. They found something in it. They perceived something that, and I know the argument, well, maybe they weren't real Christians. No, they were real Christians. Many of them have been devout believers their whole life, but there was enough of a deception in what was being said that they were getting caught up in it. In fact, the motto of this particular group was, there's a little bit of truth in all things, but no one thing contains all the truth. And that is, we know that's not true. That's an absolute, that statement, it just flies in the face of our Lord and his word. There is an absolute truth. It's Jesus and his word. And so, anyway, but I say this because during times like this, stress times, we really need to hunker down, not to hide from things, but to draw into Jesus and draw into his word. His word contains the truth that we need to be able to literally perceive our way through many of these things. And our relationship with him, brings us into that place where there's a level of discernment that God puts on our hearts that we might be able to see through the smoke and screen of the enemy. I just felt like it was really necessary to just say this today. And just to say, this magic moment. Maybe I've been quarantined too long. But listen, stay close to Jesus. Stay in his word. Ask the Lord to give you discernment for what are the things that you really need to be concerned with and what things you can just kind of let drop. I'm Pastor Charlie Moody from Bridge of Hope Fellowship in Libby, Montana, and this is In the Way Together. God bless you.